Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted GM, Brian, welcoming you once again to another episode of our Dragon's Demand run-through. You know, I gotta say, I want to thank each and every one of you fellow slingers out there that are listening to the show and enjoying it. And as I said, please, anytime you get an opportunity to pass that excitement along to anybody that you think that might like this show. I also want to say thank you for all of you that have left your 5-star ratings and reviews on whatever podcast app you listen to the show on. We're out there on all the major ones. Just the other day, I was kind of going through Apple Podcasts just to see how we're doing with the ratings and reviews. And so far, we're all 5-star across the board. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. And for the awesome reviews you guys have left. In fact, I'm going to take a moment just to read a few of them. This one says, awesome. If you like D&D, it's a must-add. Will keep you on the edge of your seat. Great hosts and entertaining from beginning to end. Looking forward to more episodes. Thank you. That was from Rikulu Spontaneous One. Sorry about that. I know I probably butchered the hell of it. Another review. Delta Green is dope. Keep up the great work. By the way, we do have several Delta Green actual plays that we've posted on the website and through all these podcast apps. Another one, loving the Delta Green. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much. Another one, great show, funny characters, and an interesting campaign setting. Definitely a different vibe than your average dungeon delve in a good way. And we got it. All the rest of them are 5-star as well. Can't really see that on audio podcast. All that to be said, please, on whatever podcast app you do listen to the show on, please leave us that 5-star rating and review. Like I said, it really helps with the algorithm. Zim. I keep screwing that word up. I'm not changing it. Algorithms. And it really helps bolster the show. So, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's just jump right into this next episode 31 of our Dragon's Demand run-through. So, warm up those dice and top off your glass as we present to you episode 31, Back to Belhaim.
Panicked for a little bit when you made me roll that perception. I couldn't find it on my Hero Lab first.
I couldn't either.
I rolled it off of D&D because I still have my D&D and Beyond up.
You know what? That's totally fine. Like I said, until we get fully interacted with all this stuff, just do what you can. The numbers are pretty seamless right now because nobody can see what we're doing. You know?
Yeah.
So
Junior, in the top right of Hero Lab, there's a
I figured it out real fast. I just at the moment I wasn't prepared. I was looking at the screen, but I didn't see the skills on it.
Because you don't have. I mean, you've got. It depends on the view that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
but you can roll the dice next to the perception as well.
I actually think that the skills
Oh,
will
okay.
probably be more frequently used than your attack rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's in the left bottom column. So if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see it on your main page
Where it says skills and you click it.
Yeah,
but
you have to be in play mode. You have to be in play mode on, like, click character under play, and all of your skills and anything that requires a dice roll will have a dice icon next to it.
All right,
yeah,
let's
that's
do
where
that
I'm
later.
at now.
Yeah,
I just
that's
didn't
what
see
I
it
used.
earlier.
It will not show up though if you click on skills under your abilities.
Oh,
That's why
That's
you need
also
to
good
be
to know.
under characters.
Play.
On anything under play will have a dice roll icon if you're going to roll a d20 for it.
Speaking of play, let's do
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do
do
it.
it.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Your trusted GM, Brian. With me, the Hard Slingers.
Oh,
Yeah. Episode 31 of our Dragon's Demand run through, and we are fully incorporated into the Pathfinder 1E mechanics and rule set as we run this adventure path for you. So you guys have just gone to the Baroness's house She invited you to stay as she waited until the following morning for you to give your after action report. Yeah, of what happened back at the Blood Vow Lair. You guys informed her, and then she requisitioned the four of you to go into Hunclay's Manor, which almost aligns with what you wanted to do already, was you guys wanted to get in there. She basically told you guys that she wanted you to, she sent out word to Hunclay's next of kin about his death, what to do with all of his stuff. The reply was inventory the stuff and then sell it off at an auction. And so she then offered you 5,000 gold pieces to do it. You're trying to come up with a better idea of maybe getting 20% of the proceeds. So right now, you guys are sitting at the table, the breakfast table. You guys have just gone back and forth with this, and she looks at you guys and says, well, I'll send out a raven as soon as possible this morning. In the meantime, I suggest you gather as much information about Hunclay's Manor as you can. I think that Gregor Lenton, who was one of the headstone masons to build the tower, he's usually over at the Masons Guild Hall, or possibly at Grey Hands, the only tavern in town. I don't know if you had the pleasure of meeting Gregor. Gregor is a great guy. Anyways, be gone. She gets up from the table, grabs her cup of coffee, and goes out on the back 40 or whatever, drinking it. Arnold follows her, basically leaving the four of you at the table alone to figure out what you want to do.
I look to the others. Well, this will be a pretty penny. 20% or not.
Did we ever get paid for our services for defeating the kobolds?
Yeah.
There's a sack sitting right in the middle of the table with 500 gold pieces. Right.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yep.
That
Yep.
giant bag in the front of me. Yeah.
Yep. Might be able to buy you some more hit
That
points.
bag is not full of breakfast muffins. So, well, let's take this and go to a more discreet place.
Just out of curiosity, Warren, are you wearing your ring again, or is Stibby still
Yes.
wearing your ring? Okay.
No,
Yes.
I handed it over.
Yeah. By the way, Stabby, when you were wearing the ring, it was probably like a little warmer than you might expect.
And larger.
Large.
Well, you got to remember, he's
I see
got
what you
little
did
fingers.
there. Another halfling joke. Another little person joke.
It's racist.
Stebby says to Warren, yes, I would like someplace more discreet so that we may converse openly as a group.
Let's take a quick stroll into town. I imagine it's going to take a couple of days to inventory everything, so we can reserve rooms at the inn. And then
that would be at the Wise Piper Inn, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the only inn, right?
That is the only inn.
That's the only inn. And then we also stayed. Did we stay at the stables one night?
No, you arrived at the stables, though.
We
arrived
hung
at the
out
stables.
the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hung out at the bar where the half-orc blacksmith was.
Yeah. Gray hands.
Yeah, we encountered the exceedingly inebriated bartender that evening.
Nope, that wasn't the bartender.
That was the
That was
engineer or the.
That was
What's his
Gregor
name?
the
Lenton.
mason.
Yep.
Yeah,
was
the Mason
the-
guy.
That was the
that's right.
foreman on the job that built Hunclay's Manor.
What was his last name?
She's
Sorry.
Lenton, Lenton. She's unaware that you actually met him. She just told you who to go look for.
Right.
Okay.
Anyways, Let's go reserve some rooms at the inn. I would actually like to pick myself up a little bit more of an appropriate weapon too if the smithy's open.
Okay.
But other than that, let's we can go have a more sanctioned conversation with Mr. Lenton.
So you guys leave the Devi Manor. You go back down Green Hill Road, past the Sunset House on your right. You see that somebody's digging up dirt in the cemetery area. Most likely it's that individual that you had met at Hunclay's Manor, the Undertaker. He was standing next to Deputy Mule. You find yourself where you get down to the Old Quarry Road, and if you go west, you'll cross the bridge and then go into the town proper, where you start seeing a whole array of places. I think I've sent you guys this map several times.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are
So it's up to the right-hand side as we're walking up towards the river.
They're going across this way right here.
Oh.
Tell me what you'd
Cool.
like to do.
I think we're just gonna make a beeline for the inn real quick.
For the inn? Okay, that's no, I don't know if you guys still have that map, but it's number 4, which is right on the edge of the bank of the river. I could actually see it right there. I believe this is the livery stable right here, Dodgian's livery stable.
Mhm.
And this is the Wise Piper Inn.
Perfect.
So you guys make your way. You notice that the town, even though it's still fairly early, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, the town's already starting to pop. People are getting up. They get up with the sun. They start doing their chores. There's no electricity, so obviously they go to sleep when the sun goes down, or they do other things when the sun goes down. And as you're walking around, you start noticing people, and the people notice you. And even though you're clean and everything, some of the people are actually kind of smile, and they point at you, and they kind of whisper to themselves, like point. Yeah. Occasionally somebody gives you the thumbs up or whatever. And they just kind of continue to go about their business.
And there's no one at the inn right now, like inside
No,
of it?
the inn is 24 hours. So,
Okay.
Tell me what you like to do.
We'll go in, and Warren will go up to the innkeeper and kind of just nod and greeting and let her know we'd like to reserve 2 rooms for 3 days.
And again, you still see the same individual, Talia, who was the individual that met you on the first day. And she's like, oh, well, look at who came back to my inn. Of course you could have your rooms for 3 days. How many rooms would you like? 1 room?
2, if you have them.
2, please.
2. All right. That'll be 5 silver a piece per night. The kitchen opens up at 6, closes at 6.
Warren will just give her
Always pay
like
up
a
front.
gold.
She's very excited to buy that. Takes it, puts it in her apron. Call on me if you need anything, and I'll make sure that your rooms are turned over very quickly.
I appreciate that.
Does she seem
By the way, good job. I heard what you did, the 4 of you, and let me just say that the town is very pleased how heroic you acted.
Warren just kind of nods, and we are glad that we could be assisted. Ugh.
We don't yet know the mental damage she may have sustained, but we all know that we're very happy to have her back. And she goes, oh, and she heads off to another table who's waving her down, and she starts filling out their orders and stuff. And you just know that your rooms are on the top floor, room 201 and 202. And she starts going back and bussing the tables and feeding the other customers and stuff.
Stebby looks at Warren kind of with a perplexed look, and says, "Did you catch that?" She said, "She and her mental state. Who is she speaking of?"
I'm curious. I'm wondering if she's talking about the Baroness.
And did you notice the last time that we were here, Warren? She seemed uneasy, and this time she seems a little more at ease.
Yes, I am a little curious about that.
Her demeanor is puzzling to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should ask her who she means, her mental state.
Right. Agreed.
We should call her back over once she has completed with this other customer.
Yeah.
Okay. A few moments later, after she's laying down plates and starting to move to another table, she looks over at the four of you still standing basically in the middle of the room, and she just looks at you like, what's up, guys?
So I'll motion to everybody, let's take a seat here in the inn, and then wave her over.
She sees you guys take a seat at the table and head over and pulls out her marker and a piece of papyrus paper and begins to prepare to write your order. What's it going to be, guys?
I'll take a steak and an ale.
Very good. Good choice.
Just some coffee for me.
Coffee. Half elf, what do you want?
2 ales.
2 ales.
No food.
No food. Dwarf.
Drink as breakfast.
A side of the truth. Just kidding.
We don't serve that here.
We'll just take coffee for now.
All right.
Talia, it's Talia, right?
Yes, Talia.
Talia
Oram.
You made mention, as you were thanking us for our work in the Kobold Lair. Thank you for that.
Yes.
You mentioned.
We're very glad to have her back. Thank you.
Yeah, you mentioned her, and you said something about her mental state. Who exactly are you speaking of?
Well, the one you rescued, of course. Beaufray.
Oh,
the daughter of
the
his Sonder, Malik.
Yes,
she was held. We thought she was dead. She's been gone for a couple of months. We're just happy to have her back. I don't know what her mental state's going to be like. She's already pretty batshit, as it. Pardon my French, if that existed in Galarian, but pardon my Galarian.
do you know where she is now, Talia?
She's staying with her mother.
Do you happen to know where that is?
Yes, it's would be the farm just on the other side of the Verduran Fork River, just to the south of town.
Okay, and I didn't quite. What was her name again?
Beaufray.
Beaufray was her name. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
her mother's name is Isidore Malik. And I'm sure that she'd love to meet the individuals who brought her daughter back safe and damaged. Not quite sound, but...
Well, unfortunately...
It's just good to have her back.
Of course. We'll definitely have to pay our respects and make sure she's settling in.
Thank you, Talia.
After a few minutes, she takes off. About 10 minutes later, your food and coffee's arrived. She hands it out. Don't worry about the bill. I'll take care of it this time. And then she goes back on her business. You guys finish eating your grub. It's probably about 9:15 at this point. You get the whole rest of the morning going for you.
Sirkin, are you just enjoying life now that you're back among the living?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little loose too after those ales. Feeling good.
Normally, I see dwarves double fisting it, not the half elves.
Say la vie, almost died. Might as well enjoy life a little bit.
Fair enough. Let's
When in
get
Pompeii.
When in Rome.
No, Pompeii. Just enjoy the volcano going off.
Yeah.
Let's go up to our rooms and we can have a more private conversation, plan things out, and make sure that we all have our gold. And Warren will get up and kind of lead everyone up to one of the 2 rooms that we reserved.
It's a very nondescript room. It's got 2 bunks in there, dresser with a basin of fresh water, a couple cups, glasses on the side, whatever, and a short 2-drawer dresser. That's it.
Okay. Warren will put the sack of gold in the middle of the table and kind of gesture to Stabby.
Eat it.
Say that again.
Eat it.
No, we'll just gesture to Stabby if you want to count it out for everyone.
I'm
assuming
count it.
Yeah.
The rogue count. It's short.
Stabby has proven that he may be quite ruthless when it comes to acquiring gold, but he's still got the everyone's best interest. So, and then so what is going to be our plan here for dealing with the manor? I'm assuming we're just going to have it be fairly straightforward.
Warren, I do not trust the Baroness. Something is wrong. I do not like the way she treats us. I do not like that she looks at us as disposable, even though she's paying us. She is hiding something, and I would like to know what it is.
I do agree on much of that. However, I would also make you aware nobility does that. Believe me, I was in my cousin's court for quite some time, and before that, I was in other courts. That is how they treat the riffraff as
The underlings. That's how they treat this shit.
So I am perhaps a little bit less surprised by our treatment than you are. That said, as she has explained the situation and the position that she is in, I do believe that she is telling us as much of the truth as anyone in her position would. I do think that there's more, certainly, and I think that we may find some answers in Hunclay's Manor, but
she's lucky I haven't cut her throat yet.
Damn. That really went a few levels, dude.
Went to 0 to homicide real quick.
That's right. Holy shit.
Stebby
I got some new skills under my belt.
Stebby's was a slave at one point in his life, and he does not take kindly to others speaking down to him and treating him as less of a person.
And how has being a rogue and an ex-assassin served him after being a slave?
He has lived a comfortable life. He also has lived his life in a way that he does not allow others to shift his destiny or point him in his destiny. And he just doesn't stand for people talking down to him or getting in the way of his happiness.
His happiness.
I believe, while I take your point, Stabby, I think that the truth lies somewhere in between our point of views. As I said, I'm sure she's hiding something, and you may be right. There is more that she's being dishonest about, but from everything that I have seen and from my experience, she has been as above board as anyone in her position to anyone in our positions would be. I don't know if you have any other insights, Sirkin or Flint.
I'll finish with this. Stebby will be done at this point. My life is not disposable, and neither are the three of you. Your lives are not disposable. I have come fond of our time together, and I look out not only for myself but the three of you as my companions.
And hence why I have no problems with Stabby counting the gold. If nothing else, I think it's a nice distraction for him.
Yeah. Thank you, Stabby.
Flint will give a little bow towards Stabby for what he just said. And with that, he would just comment, well, whatever the Baroness wants us to find and do inventory on here, I think we should be cautious on what items we actually report on the inventory list.
Yes. And as I had stated to the Baroness, I think if we do find anything that points to Hunkley being in league with the kobolds, and certainly if we find anything in regards to him and a Teparax, that needs to be, we don't necessarily need to tell the Baroness if we decide that is more prudent, but that is something that I think we should keep off the inventory.
I call dibs. No, just kidding.
So anything that pertains to a Teparax, you're going to keep off the manifest, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. And not give it to the Baroness or not give it to the next of kin?
To be determined.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, I think the whole party just feels like there's another side of this story, but we're kind of getting sent in blind, and we're not exactly sure what we're going to find, whether it's going to help the Baroness for other intentions, or, we don't even know the next of kin. We never even knew Hunkley had someone next to kin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you never even knew of Hunkley before you came to the town either.
Yeah, but from what they were saying, he was a loner and he liked to spend most of his time in his manor.
That's true.
He never come out, so he just seemed like he isolated himself.
We don't even know who this next of kin is, like what their position is, or anything.
Maybe we'll find something in his manor.
Could be.
Yeah.
There's probably like a whole family tree spread out on the wall.
Oh, that makes sense.
Probably the only person that could give you any kind of insight about the manor was the individual that actually drew you a map of that manor.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Lenton?
Yeah.
Well, it's early morning, so I won't assume that we would find him at the Grey Hands. Maybe we could.
Are you sure?
Lenton. Oh yeah, he was the drunk, huh?
Yeah, we can probably find one at the tavern.
So, I think once we split up the gold here, or finish splitting up the gold here, which I believe it should be 125 for each.
That's correct.
Now, did you pull that one piece of gold out of that bag?
No, Warren paid it out of what he had.
Okay.
And then I believe we should, as I said, I wanted to make a very brief stop at the smithy. But other than,
and that was the one that that Flint had those pieces of equipment crafted, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and Sirkin. I'm sure his armor saved his butt a couple times in the cave.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah. So,
well, before we leave the rooms, Flint also wants to try to set up a method or way to know whether our doors were tampered with, if someone went into our rooms or not.
Like some kind of a fishing string or something like that?
Something.
Or Okay, go ahead and make a. Give me a craft check on that.
I don't see craft on that. Sorry.
Should be just below climb.
I have climb, but underneath I have diplomacy.
Yeah, I don't see that either on mine.
Yeah, there's a lot of skills that unless you specifically add in Hero Lab.
Go ahead and make a dex check for me then.
All right.
We apologize to everybody out there listening to this show. We're still new to these mechanics. Carry the one. Change the denominator with the numerator. 12. Okay, you think you've rigged something up that would probably do what you were hoping to do. Do you guys leave the gold in the room?
No. Oh, never.
We're gonna put it.
Honor person.
You guys are each gonna carry 125 pieces of gold, huh? Yeah.
Well, is there like a bank in the town that we can like possibly deposit some of this money?
Like a financiers guild.
Yeah, maybe earn some interest. I don't know.
Glenn doesn't trust the banks.
Yeah, I got to look for this on this thing. Of all the stuff I've been researching on this, it's like the one thing. Oh, there is actually. It's called. Well, you have to ask.
Who? The DM?
No,
someone in town.
You smart ass motherfucker.
Have Flint has rigged our rooms, correct?
Yes.
He believes so.
Okay. Stebby would go downstairs, talk to Talia, and see if she could tell us perhaps of a suitable banking establishment.
House.
She looks at you and she's all the major towns businesses use Grelin and Sons. They're the money changer. They seem to be fairly trustworthy. They don't charge a whole lot of interest. They're more to the north though of town, all the way up the Devi Road. You just want to pass Belhaim Road. Actually, you want to turn right on Belhaim Road, and then there'll be this second building on your left.
Okay.
And you guys are currently on Canticleer Road. And you know that if you go to the west, it's where you guys are with the Wise Piper Inn. It's actually on the corner of Canticleer Road and Devi Road. So if you just get out on the road, make a right and go up Devi Road, when you get to Belhaim Road, make a right. And it's the second building on the left.
Okay, so Devi Road, go just north on Devi and then hang a right on Belhaim.
Yes.
Yeah, so building 35.
34.
34.
Second on the left.
Oh, second to the left. Okay.
Once you're on the road. Yeah.
Okay. Is Stebby looks around. Is the rest of the party with him?
Yeah.
I would assume by now we would have come down and.
Yeah, I'm sure I thought everybody was together on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, you know what 35 was, right, Flint? It's Greyhand's Tavern.
35 was the tavern?
Yeah.
You're a dwarf.
All right, perfect.
Sniff that out.
Smell something.
So tell me what you want to do. You want to take that money up to the lender or what?
Yeah, we
let's
to the lender, to the bank. We're not
well, I mean the money.
The money changer.
The money changer, sorry.
Okay. Stebby hears the word
lender,
interest. That means that somebody is going to take some of his earnings. He's not interested in that.
You're not interested in interest?
Not when I'm giving somebody money to hold for me.
I believe the blacksmith is just across the street, right?
He is.
Cool.
That would be Bacchus Smithy. That was number 16, almost right across the road, right across Canticleer Road.
Excellent. Warren is going to walk over or let everyone know that he would like to go there and then lead the way.
Even as you guys step out from the Wise Piper Inn, you could hear the fall of hammer banging against metal across the street. See the wisps of black smoke rising into the sky from whatever fire is just being bellowed alive.
Before going in, Warren looks at like the soot-covered sign and just gestures at it and cleans it, and then walks in.
And you, like I mentioned before, it's more of like a gate that covers the front area of this building, and it's outside. They have tarps that are as makeshift awnings over other areas that are deeper, but the main building itself is well shaded and made of wood and whatnot. But he's doing all of this stuff out front at one of the forges, and you see his helpers are banging away and stuff. Some of them are working leather, putting steel studs into the leather belts and stuff. And Bacchus looks up and sees you. You remember his orcish features, and he looks at you. He's like, well, look who decided to come back. I see that what I made you managed to do quite a bit of good back at that Kabod lair. Especially you there, dwarf.
Ah, yes.
How'd that rope work out for you?
Rope and climbing gear was excellent.
I told you it would work out. What can I do, you gents, this time around?
I'm just interested in expanding my arsenal slightly. Do you have a rapier that is currently made?
Not currently. I could probably get something for you in a couple hours.
If you would, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm not the only individual around town that might be of use to you. We do have other people around here that could possibly help you out in some ways. We got old Dublin back towards the Sunset House along the ridge. I know that he has a lot of other unique items out there. Anytime we get a chance, we like to help one another out around here. And Chance Smithy, he does quite a bit of work too for me when I get a little overloaded. Coming up from the south, we're usually the first people that other people see, so they tend to overwhelm me with a lot of work. I mean, it's possible they might already have something like that built for you.
Well, yes, but you've proven that your work is solid and reliable, and I kind of pat.
It is.
I pat Serkan on the shoulder, and it has certainly saved our companion, which we do appreciate.
Well, we all know how wafy those elfies are. I'm just joking with you, Elfie.
Warren just kind of like looks at Bacchus and looks at Serkan, and then kind of like looks down at himself as he is like nearly a stick figure. Warren
kind of chuckles.
Warren has the features of an aristocrat. He all he needs is the pointed ears, and
I'll tell you what. We got a saber that we could reprofile for you. Make it into a beautiful rapier. I could get two of my guys. I get Huey and Dewey on it right away. Sound like something you're looking forward to having?
And that would be appreciated. Thank you.
All right. You know what? I'll cut you a deal on it. You need anything inlaid in the handle? You want some beautification to it? Tell me what you give me, or you want me just to kind of feel you out and tell you what kind of put it together how I think you'd like it.
Warren actually takes not his ring, his magic ring, but takes another ring off his finger, which is a signet of Belhaim's, and says, "Could you do something stylized like this on the hilt?"
He looks at it. That's the crest, the Belhaim crest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crap. How the hell you do? Oh, it's a beautiful crest. I've never seen something like this before.
Oh, yeah, it's a little older.
You don't want me to use the ring. You just want me to use the crest, right?
Correct.
Okay. He walks over. He's like, I promise this won't damage the ring. And he kind of puts it in some kind of a like powdery charcoal of some type and dips it in there a couple times, and he dabs it onto a real white piece of leather and presses it down. And when he pulls it away, you can see that the crest has been transferred to the leather. And he hands you back the ring. There you go. Just put a little water on it. It'll be good to go.
I actually just take it in my hand, gesture at it, clean it off, and then put it back on.
That's pretty cool. You know, if you get a chance, can you clean my sign out front? Appreciate it.
Oh, already did.
I might have to use your hand later on. Yeah, give me about an hour or so. We'll get that handled for you.
Appreciate it.
Literally, we'll get it handled. It's got no handle on it, but we'll take care of it.
I know you will.
Thank you.
I look at the others. Did anyone else need anything?
Stebby would Nighttail gave him a dagger. That
One that you would recognize.
I did. I recognize it, but I with everything that we've been going through, I don't recall if this dagger has any special properties or not. Is this something that the smith
you would know that this particular dagger is a weapon from the Silver Kindle Assassins Guild, which you had been part of. It's just a silver blade is all it is.
Okay.
Whether or not it has any magical properties, it's highly unlikely. You can make an Arcana check, but I don't think it probably would do you any good right now, other than what it is.
If you ask Warren can actually cast Detect Magic right now.
I'll belay that for now.
Okay.
And I'll put the dagger back into my sack.
Did you actually pull it out or no?
I had just had it in my hand,
Okay.
getting ready to talk to the smith if he could provide any details about it.
He looks at it. Are you presenting it to him?
I am just presenting the dagger to him if he has any comments about it.
That's quite a piece of metal you got here. Kind of takes a chomp on it, a little silver. It's highly unorthodox for a dagger. Usually we would expect to see some kind of a composite metal or something. It's, fighting werewolves or diplomats. You're not fighting diplomats, are you?
No.
He spins it back around in his hand and hands it back. You should probably keep that on your person. I don't be responsible for your blade here.
I'll take it back and place it in my bag.
What about you, Dwarfy? You need anything?
Nope. Your work was excellent. Thank you.
Always is. Be sure to leave me that 5-star rating on review on whatever podcast app you listen to the show on. What about you, Elf Man? What can I get for you? You need some more
good
armor? That one looks kind of beat to hell.
I mean, if you can make some repairs to the armor, I'd appreciate that. But
I can try to get those teeth marks out of it, certainly.
yeah.
First one's on the house. Takes it, hands it to one of his other boys, who looks at it, throws it in like right into the coals, and you immediately start to see it glowing hot. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it for you.
Okay.
Gotta make the metal malleable,
Of course. I turn to the others and say, let's return in an hour or two.
Okay.
So he bids you adieu.
Mm-hmm.
You guys free to go wherever you want to go.
Do we want to go to the money changers, or do we want to go to Grey Hands first?
We need to get rid of this money that we have. That's
Okay.
weighing us down.
As you guys start making your way up the road, Devi Road, you start hearing hammer falls behind you on metal. It just starts to sound like somebody laying a railroad, just all the hammer falls and whatnot. As you guys are making your way north up Devi Road, of course, you see the crossroad of Belhaim Road, and you see right on the corner of that the Grey Hands Tavern. You hear boisterous sounds coming from there already, even at this early hour in the morning. Almost sounds like one person, though. kind of making a cacophony of his own voice, basically entertaining himself. You know that the money changer is across the street from that.
Here's somebody licking the bottom of a shot glass.
Come on, give me another one. I'm good for it. You know I am. Just piss in my mouth. I'm okay. At least light it on fire first. So you see that the money changer is right there. Door's closed, but it has an open sign on it.
How big is this place?
The money changer place, it's probably, let's see, maybe 30 foot square. It's nicely painted.
Stebby will enter the establishment.
Of course, as you open the door, you hear the customary bell ring when the door hits it. I'll be there in just a minute. You see this velvet curtain that separates the front half of the room from the back half of the room. All along the walls, you see framed certificates, money changer of the year, best kept secret, all this other shit all along the walls. A few moments later, the curtain parts and you see this stout, stubby, balding man come through. He closes the curtain behind him. Yes, what can I do for you fine gentlemen on such an occasion as today? Beautiful weather we're having.
We would like to query you what services you provide for depositing coin into your establishment.
Are you meaning to store your money here?
Yes.
Oh, we have all kinds of security benefits. We have all kinds of safes down below. We have arcane locks. We have piercer locks. We have chain locks. And of course, the price is according to whichever level of security you want to take on. It could be as much as 2% per day of your total amount there, or sort of as a half a percent per week.
How much to store just gold in a traditional safe?
0.5% for the week. We only do it as a week. We don't shorten the days.
And how do you guarantee the safety of the establishment when you're not here?
I would love to explain that to you, but that's part of the allure of my business. My business has never been broken into, and I'd like to say it's because we keep well-guarded secrets. How much are we talking? 10,000 gold? 20,000 gold?
As he's saying this, Brian, I'd like to discreetly cast Detect Magic in the background.
Okay. Is that a passive?
It's a cantrip.
Okay. You see that. Go ahead.
So basically, the longer that I have it up, and I can maintain it up to 3 minutes. The longer that I have it up, the more information I get. So basically, the first round I get, I basically can tell if there is magic around me, and then the more rounds that I focus on it, the more information I get. So I'll get by the third round, I'll get strength and location of each aura. I can see if specific items are, if specific locations are, and what type of magic they are.
Okay. First round, as he's explaining this, just to be, because I'm imagining this is going concurrent with what he's talking to him. You get a glowing aura about the front half of the room. The next round, as he's explained to you, is to be, what kind of funds are we talking about? 10,000 gold? If 8,000? Second round, you see what appears to be almost glowing humanoid entities moving about. How long do you plan on keeping it here? Like I said, it's a flat rate, 1 week at a time. You see one of the entities maneuver its way towards you, Warren. And then all of a sudden, everything blinks out as though the magic itself has been dispelled.
I like while Stabby and this guy are conversing, Warren will kind of like eyeball, or will kind of like maneuver so that he is kind of within Stabby's line of view, and then he gives a thumbs up, or the equivalent of a thumbs up, like as in this place is okay.
Okay. Stebby nods, or he kind of puts his hand upon his forehead, motioning to Warren that he has seen, his attempt at letting him know that this is a safe establishment. I respond to the banker and say, not as much gold as you speak of, perhaps 500 gold for the week.
I can keep that in my cash box here. It's just as safe here as it would be anywhere else in my business. Yeah, but if you want to pay the 0.5%, sure.
Can I attempt? I'm not quite sure what.
Yeah, you're going safe here, laddie. Trust me.
Okay, Stebby will he'll take a chance and deposit 500 gold.
He takes it and I'm going to trust that there's 500 gold here. It feels like 500 gold. He puts it on the counter, puts a box on it, closes his eyes, raises the box, and it's gone. He reaches behind the counter and he pulls out what looks to be like a red metallic chit. And he hands it to you, Stubby, and on it says 500 GP.
And can you describe again what the item is?
It looks like a metal chit, like a square piece of metal. It's probably 3 inches per side and maybe a 1/4 inch thick. And it's like tinted red, and on it is stamped 500 GP.
Okay.
When you're ready for your money back, laddie, just bring back this chit. You should know, no chit, no shit.
Okay.
But don't lose your marker, boy.
Okay, I'll take the chit and nod at Greylon and thank him for his services.
It's Grella, but who's counting? Enjoy the day, laddie. He goes back through the curtain, closes it, and you guys are just left alone in the foyer again.
Or you anyone who's looking at Warren may notice him actually like kind of like looking in the air, like around, like
spacing out.
No, more like he looks like he's trying to see something that's not there.
Oh.
I just look down to Stebby. Is there? Do you want anything else here?
No, I'm satisfied. I'm complete with what I needed to do here.
Okay. Come. We'll talk, and Warren will lead the way out.
All right.
So you guys have deposited your money. What else would you like to do?
I think we were gonna head to Grey Hands next.
Yeah. It's either Grey Hands or the Mason Gill Hall.
I think Grey Hands is pretty close, right?
Yeah, I think we might have heard him, or Grey Hands is popping off already. It's like 10 a.m., but
he's lit.
Totally
he's lit, man.
So you guys make your way back to Grey Hands, and of course you hear this. Gregor, you better shut the hell up, or I'm going to throw you out. It's not even past breakfast yet. I can handle it, man. I'm all right. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Like I'm good for it. You know those guys that was with me the other day? They're my bankroll, man. Grendel, don't make me throw you out. You hear this coming from Gray Hands.
I make an after you gesture to like Flint and Sirkin and Stabby. Like Warren is not dealing with this.
As you enter, who's entering first?
Flint will go in first.
Flint, as you open the swinging doors, first thing you see is the barkeep pointing down at this dude on his knees who's already pissed himself. And he's looking up with this empty glass. Just fill it up. I'm good for it. And that's your boy Grendel right there.
Oh.
Grendel.
Flint will walk over towards the table where Grendel is.
He looks up at you. You see the guy, they settle the tab. They'll settle the tab, I'm telling you. And the barkeep gestured. He looks at you.
To the barkeep, yeah. Barkeep's there too, right?
He's there.
She's yelling.
No, it's not. It's not the Wise Piper Inn. It's this other guy named Gray Hands. He's the owner of the tavern.
Yeah.
Or Gray Hands.
To Gray Hands, I'll kind of just give me a minute with him, and I'll return back to Lentil and be like, "Dude, it's not even breakfast ain't over. What's going on? How can you be this pissed drunk?"
They got mimosas half off, man. I'm all right. It's got barley. It's got wheat. We're eating something somewhere. Right? Woke up thirsty. Where you boys
Does that mean
been?
Does that mean if we give him toast and orange juice, he'll get drunk off of them?
What can I do for you guys? I know you came for a reason, right?
Yeah. Flint's actually going to order him some breakfast, see if we can get him to sober up a little bit.
You see Swirlo Gray Hands look at you. It's like, I just want you to know he's already into me for half a gold today. He ain't got it on him. And now you're ordering more.
I'll toss him a gold coin and hopefully this will cover everything.
He catches it. I'll be back with some cold cuts and some thick ass bread. Sober his ass up, or I'll 86 all of you.
All right, much appreciated.
He disappears. As he's walking behind the bar, he starts taking all the bottles off the counters that have anything in there, so he doesn't want to leave them behind. There ain't gonna be like, don't insult me. I'm not gonna take anything again.
Again? So obviously you have before.
So he looks at the before he pulls out a chair and just kind of slumps into it. What happened? I already told you everything about Hunkley's place. What more you want?
We need to gain access to his home again.
I heard it was open. They found a dead kobold on the front porch. Got a little barbecued, but as he's explaining this, you see Swirlo come back out, and he lays this platter of cold cuts and bread and just kind of pushes it towards Grendel. You better eat up because these guys have vouched for you, old man. And kind of cuffs him upside the head and walks away. And be like that. Starts eating his food, trying to, drinking some water, trying to get back up on top of things and stuff. After a few minutes, he's kind of, look, I know they don't get like this. I've seen a lot of shit go sideways in this town. I'm sorry, man. I don't know too much about Hunkley's Manor. What else can I tell you?
You helped design and build the place, minus some of the outside contractors. I mean...
Yeah, the guys that never came back.
Yes.
Including my foreman. Went there one night to deliver some more stones. 2 days, the guy never came back. I was afraid to go ask. I knocked on the door. That old wizard opened it and just looked at me. I didn't even have the courage to ask him. I just turned around and left. I knew the answer. I won't go back.
we don't need you to go back, but if there's any chance that you might be able to maybe get us the layout of the blueprints that you had prior before he contracted everyone from outside of town.
So you want the actual hard blueprints?
Yes, as I nudge the plate closer to him.
You know, when Hunkley commissioned me to build that house, he described it and I drew out freehand and everything. And I said, okay, I'll take care of this. And he said he wanted the blueprint when I was done making it. Aren't you glad I kept a copy? And I'll see you next session.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at you.
I was like, shit, man, we're gonna have to dig through the whole house to find the fucking blueprints.
Right?
And he'll get you that copy.